Hey, how's it going, all you lovely people? It's Door Shutter coming back to you with a brand new episode of the Direwolf20 1.21 Modpack, and today we do have a different set of armor on. I've been spending a little bit of time just getting the Eclipse alloy stuff from Just Dire Things. I'm not going to worry about showing you guys how to do this if you want to. Direwolf has a lot of coverage of how he is using Just Dire Things and all of that fun stuff, so I'm not going to show it too much. And we've also done the pickaxe. Everything with the upgrades is the exact same. The only thing that I will mention is the way to upgrade this is kind of a little odd, and the way to deactivate things a little odd to me. Because what I had to do is I had to go to controls, category, Just Dire Things, and there is a keybind in here for open tool settings UI. And you can do / or you can have a tool and then you can click on the armor. Which, if you don't have a Just Dire Things tool, of course, you're going to have to use that keybind to actually open this and then click on the, the things. So, of course, I've got like night vision, I've got the debuff remover, the water breather, so we don't need respiration or anything of that sort. But I do have, aqua affinity on here to make sure we can mine properly, and stable footing over here to make sure we can mine properly. And of course, since we have fire protection already, fire resistance, we don't get set on fire because of irons. And so, yeah, we've got some pretty decent enchants. I just spent some time doing that stuff. Nothing too crazy, but I've just kind of been wondering what to do for this episode. And I want to get rid of this power cable line throughout the entire area, which we're going to do that today. And we're going to get into Applied Flux. Another thing is, of course, I did get the Occultism Crusher. He's currently going to town on some ancient debris, so I can actually get some netherite, just craft it up in bulk. But yeah, let's get into Applied Flux. So if you don't know what Applied Flux is, basically it's a way to store energy using the AE2 system, okay? So we're going to have to make a whole new card and everything, but we're not going to make a massive card. We're probably going to do like 64k, let that fill up from our main system, and call it a day. So let's look at how we need to do this. So we want to look at potentially getting a 64k, and we need a 64k energy storage component. So these are going to require energy processors, which are printed energy circuits, which these are redstone crystals. Let's see what the base of this is. So it looks like the best option here is to go with the reaction chamber. Okay, so let's, we can't bookmark this recipe, sadly, but that's okay. So I don't think this is going to be a problem. We should just be able to go in here, just do this. Hope I did not mean to do that. Nope, I gotta right click. And I think this was half a bucket, I think is what we said last time. So that would get us 64, which is beautiful. So let's go get that. Actually, I guess we could just do it from here. We should have it basically set up already to show up over here. Reaction chamber. Perfect. And then to get the charged variation, of course, we just throw this through a charger. It looks like you can actually get redstone dust. Oh, because it's a redstone crystal. I get it. But that's kind of a weird thing. We could charge them in a reaction chamber as well. Okay, so let's go, of course, with that recipe. So use reaction chamber, use that to charge it. We will need water. So let's just say 0.5, because I think that's how much it is. And then reaction chamber. And then now we should be able to get redstone crystal pieces. So could these be fed through a circuit slicer? I don't think there's a way to, let's see, processor. So this one right here. So there is a way to get a charged redstone crystal block. Okay, so that's what we need to do then. So let's just teach this to autocraft. And then we're going to send this through the circuit slicer. And then from the circuit slicer, we're then going to do this recipe, which means that we're going to need to get another inscriber set up just for this one. Okay. It's been a minute since we've touched this stuff, so I'm just kind of going over it again, just in general. And I don't think we ever actually looked at how the circuit slicer was done, but it's the exact same thing as the crystal assembler or the reaction chamber, really. So you've got the normal patterns here, I think, right? These are all normal. Yeah. So this one doesn't need to be like special sides or anything. It just auto inputs, auto outputs. And then the next portion of this, let's go throw this into our chandelier. The good thing is with the chandelier is I can put everything in order. Like, it doesn't skip around like the other one because it kept, like, changing order. And then this one, we just need to get an inscriber. We're going to go with the extended inscriber, and we're just going to put it right here. We've got enough space to put this here. Let's see. How many lines do we actually have here, though? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. Well, no. We've got this one. We may need to just get the dense cable real quick. We could do P2P here, but it's not that many cables, so I'm not that worried. And then we'll do the Fluix, and then grab an anchor. Put that right there. Connect this. Very sloppy, but that's okay. You will never see it, right? We're covering all of it up. You'll know it's there, but it's not there, right? Cables make everything invisible. All right. So now we want to grab a pattern provider. I don't think we need an advanced, right? Just a normal default pattern provider. Let's see. Oh, it's because there's a facade there. That was why. Okay. And then we're just going to toss this in here. And we're going to do auto export. If I toss this into the area, it'll pick it up. There's a item collector right there. Okay, so acceleration cards. And then that should be good. Processors. And we just request like 64. I just want to see it go. So that should be processing over here. Did I not update the water on that recipe? Hold on. Nope, you've got water. Maybe it takes a bucket now. No, it looks like it still took only half a bucket per each one. So I don't know why the water didn't pipe in. Let's do that one more time. Nope, that one worked. I'm unsure. Okay. As long as it's working. So we are looking... So we've already got the processor pieces, which is good. So now we just want to basically auto-craft up until the point at which we need it. So we also need vibrant quartz. So that's one of the only changes. We don't use quartz glass, we use vibrant. Okay. So then 16K, then 4K, and then 1K. And of course, I don't know what it equates to, by the way. I don't know how much power 64K is. That's just kind of a thing that we'll figure out here in a little bit when we actually get this stuff crafted up. I do like how you can kind of differentiate the actual components as well. That is a good thing. So let's go 64K. Let's go for one of them. Everything should kick off, which is fantastic. You hear it all around me. Also, yes, I am working on getting these upgraded to different tiers. We'll talk about that in a second once we're actually getting the power lines removed. So now we should be golden to take this out, or just craft it immediately. We do need hardened insulated resin. Need cactuses? Are you kidding me? Quick interjection here. If you guys are enjoying this video, please do leave a like and or subscribe, as it is greatly appreciated and helps me know that you guys are wanting more and more of this content. Of course, we are trying to release this daily, as well as other content, but of course, I'm on time crunch 90% of the time, and yeah, that is okay. If you guys do have feedbacks, comments, concerns, anything of that sort, please do leave a comment down below, as I do love interacting with you guys as much as I can, and we'll get back to the regularly scheduled program. But we do have the ability now to go for the resin that we are needing. So that hardened resin, or insulating resin, and we're going to do fluid substitutions on this one, because we should just be able to do a bucket from the AE2 system. And then from there, we just smelt this. Let's see, change this over to that mode. Smelt it, and then we should just be able to look for furnace, which of course is the rainbow furnace. And then so now we should be able to say 64K, and we should be able to just control click and get this crafting. So of course the 256K could be a potential, like, I mean, you could go pretty massive with this. I have used this in the past for All the Mods 9, I do believe. But I just had too many problems where it would bottleneck itself, so I just kind of gave up on it. Overall, though, if you really wanted to, you could run all of your power through the system, and it wouldn't be terrible. It's just I personally have not had too much luck with it. So, you know. Also, I probably need to input. Yes, this is input and then output on the bottom. There we go. We'll turn on auto split on that as well. I completely forgot to do that. Okay, and we're going to toss this in the top right. So what we do is we need an energy acceptor. Let's see. So there's one right here, the flux accessor, or it's the accessor, not the acceptor. I guess we do need technically energy acceptor, but then we convert that into a flux accessor. And then we're going to go put this probably in the ground right here. And then we're going to grab a wireless connector. I think there's an empty one. Yeah, there's an empty one here because I took out something a little while ago, and I just have not removed it from our actual system piece here. So let's just snag that and put this here. And that should start powering that disk, right? So this thing is going to store a lot of power. So if we ever need energy reserves, I guess we'll have them. But I don't think this should affect us too much. Nothing's dipping there. It's just taking in a lot of power. And then now, what we can do is we can get an auto crafting for the induction card. This thing right here. So this does require a flux accessor. And now we could get this line, whoops, this line cleared out. And that's an alloy furnace, or an alloy smeltery from Ender.io that's not in our system, by the way. That's just here because I needed to place something down. Alloy smeltery, alloy smelter. Okay, so induction cards. 32 induction cards, which is going to be fantastic. And then all we're going to do is we're going to just do that. Okay, so we can't shift click in there, so we'll just scroll down. And that's going to auto input these. So now, our AE2 system is powering all of these machines, is what that means. Forget Is this enough? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let's actually grab a pattern provider here. So this pattern provider, and we're going to flatten it. And we're not going to put anything in here. Of course, we will sooner or later, because I will use Ender.io a little bit more here and there. But that way we can actually just power this machine for now, and we'll configure it some other time. Okay, so let's just take out all of this. Perfect. And then now if we were to, for example, throw cobblestone in here, the power should not dip. Oh, this thing look. Yeah, see how rough that is? The fact that it's not really pushing a lot of power is kind of the only concern that I have. Because I'm pretty sure if I throw something in here, like mechanism, if I were to say I need 8 of these bad boys, get these furnaces kicked off, hey, you see how much that's dipping? It's not even pushing power in to these. Okay, I need to make sure I've configured that then. Oh, that's a concern I didn't even know I was supposed to have. Apparently, I configured these manually whenever I first put these in, and I didn't even remember that. But that's a-okay. So those are good. Those sides are good. And those sides are good. Okay. So let's see actually how much this actually can handle. So, I mean, it's keeping the power pretty decently in there, and decently in there. Okay. I mean, we'll let it run. What I'll do is I'm going to grab a fuel efficiency for this one. And then just that way we don't just tank our power because we're using a rainbow furnace up here. I'm hoping that's what's going to happen. So real quick, before we forget, I do want to quickly get this whole system crafted up. So we've got the basic tier. So let's just look up tier installer. And what these actually allow for you to do, once we get these all auto-crafted. So we already have that one auto-crafted. Let's get that one. Let's get this one. And then let's get this one. This will actually allow for you to upgrade these into factories, and then from factories to higher tier factories, if that makes sense. So let's actually look at this here. I'm putting them out of order, but I will put them in order. So now if I wanted to, I'm going to grab some tier installers. I want to grab just one of each, right? Because it doesn't just carry over. So like, I wish that was a thing where you just use the ultimate to installer to install it from basic to the max tier. But that's not the case. So we're going to grab one of each of these bad boys. Okay. And so, for example, let's see. I've already upgraded these to basic. So we're going to go with this metallurgic infuser. So this is going to upgrade it to a factory. So basic infusing factory. This is going to be an advanced infusing factory, elite infusing factory, and then an ultimate. And with each tier, you get more slots. So, as you can see, the ultimate is pretty decent. Well, if we look at a basic, which is to the left of it, you only get 3 slots. And then, of course, I do believe this increases in capacity too, but we're not too worried about that. Another thing is you get auto sort. Auto sort allows for you to, of course, push it into multiple slots. Very similar to how this has auto split, which is the exact same thing. It just splits into any of its input slots if they're available. So your extra stuff doesn't really matter. That's only one slot. Well, everything, your input. So I could throw in, let's see. So the basic control circuits, I think. No, I want the alloy. The infused alloy. So if I say I want 500 of this, you'll see that this is going to increase to the 3 slots. So if I were to get a tier installer, for example, let's just quickly craft up these tier installers. And of course, it's going to take a second because I, of course, have some of these machines occupied with the shenanigans. So they're going to cancel that for a second. We'll keep that stuff in there for now. But we've got the ultimate crafted because I have 8 of those atomic alloys or whatever, ultimate whatever things that we crafted earlier. Okay, so let me get this real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, so now we're just going to throw the upgrades in this one. And then now if I were to do the alloy and then do 500, quickly go to craftables, 500. This will be pretty darn decent because, of course, it's going to split everything and it is just fantastic. See how much this is processing at once. There we go. And then, of course, if I did this to basic alloy or the basic circuits and stuff, of course, it would do the exact same thing. It's just an absolutely absurd system, and all of these being that tier are going to be fantastic. And of course, after a while, we may want to upgrade them with multiple or anything of that sort in the future. But for right now, I will keep these all to just be ultimate individuals. But I'm just going to do that all off camera, because it does take a minute to get them crafted and all of that. So, you know. And of course, if you have a machine line already set up, you could do these tiers. And if you don't have a machine line set up, you also can craft these by default. You don't have to do what I'm doing. So for example, here's the smelter. I could upgrade this to a basic, and then from a basic to an advanced, then to an elite, to an ultimate. But since I already have these in the world, I'm basically going to just cut a little bit of a corner and do it this way, because I think this is just a better option. So I don't have to pick them up and worry about them in the AE2 system or anything of that sort. It's just bada bing, bada boom, I'm done, right? So definitely a good solution. I do like how they've added it, and it keeps its config and all that stuff, as I said. So all of this stuff will be pretty darn good for us for a little while. And then, of course, we just want to make sure we're doing auto sort on most of these, and that'll get through all of the process faster. I know for like the infusing factory, since these are all for independent use, these are going to be really good, but maybe not the crusher, because of course if we want fluix dust and also gold dust or iron dust or, you know, whatever kind of dust, we could do multiple jobs in here at once, which is awesome. So you just got to kind of think of how you're using the machine. So like this is only using osmium to get us to the refined obsidian tier stuff. So that is something we could just do auto sort on. So it's just things to keep in mind, things to look at. But yeah, let me be right back, and we will continue on here. All right, we're going to round this episode off with some Just Dire Things automation. We're going to put this over here in the corner. I don't think we'll get enough Eldritch Miners in our lifetime to actually go that far out. So we're going to just use it over here, and I think it's a perfect spot for it. So we've got a pattern provider, of course, with a wireless connector under, and we're going to do a couple things here. So we're going to do modular routers. We're going to kind of stick with that, and we're going to use laser IO as well, because I think that'll be okay. So let's get into this. So first things first, I do want to get one thing from Just Dire Things, and that is an advanced clicker. The advanced clicker will allow for us to, of course, feed the actual Shadow Pulse goo, which we will need to do. So the best option, we're just going to go with the advanced clicker, and we're going to put this in the ground here. And we're actually going to grab a stock upgrade, or stock export bus, I think is what it's called. And we're going to put in catalyst, so the Skulk catalyst. And we're just going to put this in here, and we're going to say we want to keep 16 at all times. And let's grab... Can I put an induction card in here? I cannot. How do I want to power this thing then? Because I kind of want this to be all under the floor. And I don't know if this will work, but we're going to give it a shot. That does work. Perfect. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to render the area, and we are going to go up 1, and then over 1, 2. There we go, because we basically want to be there. And we're going to... I think it is just right-click, but I don't want it to be doing that. So let's do... Can I just do where it only right-click on the Shadow Pulse goo? Can I just do this? Allow list. Yeah, I don't like how it's interacting with this, because that is a little weird. Let me just turn it on high for a second here. Let me get a hoe out real fast as well, I guess. Because I was expecting this just work normally. And not just try and do that. Alright, so I don't think there's another way to do this. So what we're going to do is we are going to reevaluate and just adjust. So basically, we're going to be able to use like 1 or 2 sides of this maybe. Well, more than that most likely, because what we're going to do is we're just going to grab a simple clicker and just place it right next to it and see if that'll get us where we need to go. I don't like that. I think with the mod that's kind of focused around a lot of utility, the utility is kind of just failing at its job here, because you should not be able to just right click on a block and place above or below. I don't see a use in that case, because especially because you can change the range at which you're placing the blocks, or the where you're placing the block. So that's just kind of weird to me. So what we're going to have to do is we're just going to do this, and I think we're golden. So sculpt catalyst. Nope, it's going to do the exact same thing. Man, I'm so... Why? What is the point? Apologies for that outburst. I'm just so confused on why that's a thing. Okay, let's do this right then. Activator module, whitelist, sculpt catalyst, front, right click, look level. There we go. See how this is a thing? That's exactly what we're going to do. And we're just going to put a sculpt catalyst in here, and this will not right click until this actually needs to be right clicked. Perfect? Good? Good. Okay. Let's get the modular routers we want in place. So we're going to put one here. And I'll explain why I'm placing them in a weird way in a second here. But yeah, here and here. And then we'll place the last one kind of in a more obvious spot, which is going to be here. The reason being is because, of course, this one's going to place here, the other, and then here. And then this one's going to place here and then here. So we'll only have access to the, what, 5 sides, right? Is that 5 sides? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay. And then we're going to grab laser IO. We probably want to grab a barrel. Yeah, let's grab a barrel. Or do I want to move this down one more? I think I might want to move this down one more. Seriously? Seriously. Silverfish? Just out of the blue? Let's go down 2 more. And yes, I'm using the cardboard box because I don't want to relink that. So that's a really good option there. Okay, so we'll go barrel. Sure, iron barrel. That'll work. And then we're going to grab laser IO. And then we're going to just do laser IO, and then laser IO. So we'll grab our card holder. And we're going to go insert. We probably want a counting filter. Well, I don't know if I want to do a counting filter. Maybe all I want to try for now is to put an extraction card here, round robin. And just call that good. Maybe. That might work. We will test it. Okay. Just need to make sure we get all of our item insert cards in here. Okay. And then I need one more thing here, which is getting the catalyst to the modular router. So stock upgrade, we're just going to keep that in place. And snag the 16 out of here so we can quickly just do that. Perfect. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make a couple recipes here. If I wanted to do this, I'd just do iron block. But the problem is, what, you're only guaranteed 4 of these, I think? And we'll have to adjust if that's wrong. But we'll put in iron for now. And actually, since I have I have 5 sides occupied. So let's actually multiply that. So let's say every time we do a batch, we'll get a full actual batch out of this rather than just one set. So let's go for 5 iron blocks, and that'll result in 20. I think that sounds like a better idea. Okay. And then we just need to get the block placers in place here. So for this one, we're going to do 2 of them, of course. And we're going to do on the front side, which I do believe is the correct side, yes, and then the top side. So up. And all we're going to do is we're going to, for example, grab the iron block. And of course, we'll do this for all of the materials we need, but we're just testing with the iron block because it should be the quickest. Okay. And then just on this one, we're going to do front, iron block. And then here, of course, we're going to do 2 more. And then that is iron, whitelist, bottom. So down. And front, whitelist, iron block. We'll make sure that's the front there. Perfect. Okay. And then that should be golden. Let's actually just give this a go. So why did you not go? Because for some reason you lost your whitelist. And of course it did also lose this. Okay, so we will have to do something with counting filters. That's fine. We shouldn't ever really run multiple jobs at once, so let's also do blocking. Okay. So yeah, this one did not get its... No, this one did get its iron. I guess. Yes, you broke your filter as well. So that's still an issue, it appears. Same thing here. Okay. And this is fed again, too. So you didn't even see that. That just processed automatically. Okay. Perfect. So now what we're going to do is we are going to grab a block breaker from just our things because we're going to give this one more chance. So, block breaker. So the one thing we want to grab is probably a silk touch pickaxe to actually take this out so I can have it. And we're going to just quickly... Okay, we're going to empty this thing out. Just make sure it's completely empty of all config. Don't care about the power. So we're going to click allow. That's the only thing we're going to want to break. Okay? And we're going to grab a pickaxe. I should have a Celesta Gem pickaxe in here. Perfect. We could get a drops teleport for this as well. Let's actually do that, right? That allows for drops teleport. And this should work, I hope. Okay, so that's that. And then now we're going to grab a smithing template. Okay, so let's throw the drops teleport on here using a smithing table. So that's drops teleport. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and I'm going to shift right click this. That should be perfect. Doesn't really matter which side, I think. And we're going to configure this to run and break everything over there. Well, not everything, right? We should only be breaking what we're specifically saying, which is the Ferricore stuff. And of course, we'll configure this as needed. So let's just launch this over there. Just because I'm going to have this be a trial run. So we'll do 2x2. And let's grab an ender gate. And hopefully this works. We have this on allow, right? Perfect. Filter block, ender gate. And you saw that we just completed this. So that should be golden. And I only got 16. Is that right? Why did I only get 16? Yeah, we're doing 5 sides. Am I wrong? Did I just completely think of this wrong? Hold on. How many did I say was going to be in here? 20? Because you get 4 per? Oh, it's because we actually have Ferricore in our inventory. I forgot I picked one piece up. Man, I was about to go nuts for a second there. I was like, did I just think of everything incorrectly there? No, I didn't. Okay. So we're going to put this underground where it can harm nobody. And, of course, we'll have to reconfigure because, of course, now we're in a different location. But that's fine. So let's go change this back to towards 0. Change this back towards 0. So it looks like we're going to need to go that direction, and then towards me, and then up. Actually, let's keep that normal. So towards the up direction. And then we probably want to go... Nope. There. Trying to get that center to be that shadow pulse goo is what I was trying to do. Okay, so that should be working. So let's actually get the counting filter stuff set up for this. So let's grab some counting filters, which we have plenty of them here. Let's just get them all cleared out. Okay, and what we'll do is for sides like this, we're going to just grab iron. Let's go with block of real fast, because we're going to do iron, we're going to do gold, we're going to do diamond, and we're going to do netherite. And we'll also do blocks of coal just in case. I don't think I'll do the coal for just our things, but you never know. Okay. So then, same thing here. Counting filter. We're just going to put them all in here, and then we'll change the amounts, by the way. So, block of diamond, block of netherite, block of coal, and then... Oh, I have to, I think, scroll the other way. Just click. Okay. So we'll do 2, 2, 2. And then same thing here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to need to get these things as well. So we're going to do gold. We're going to do diamond, netherite, and blocks of coal. And we need to do that on all of them. Alright, so now what we should be able to do is we should say, hey, I need some Ferricore. I want to get one piece. So it's definitely not fast, but that's okay. So why did you not get multiple? But you got multiple. Why did you get multiple? So let's try setting the priority of this. Let's see. To like 20. Same thing here. Let's set this to like 20. And then let's set this to kind of negative. But we still have that round robin in effect. So we're going to keep and see if that'll work. So let's pull this out. And it looks like we only did get 16 again, by the way. Actually, in that case, we only got 17. So I'm not sure what happened there either. You did it again. Why are you ignoring the fact that I have given priority? Are you doing it because I gave you round robin? So let's do like a high transfer rate and see if that may work. Then it's got a counting filter. So we'll see. Let's give it one more go. And yes, we are only getting 16. I don't know what that is. Okay, did that work? I don't know if that's going to work all the time, but hopefully that worked. Because we're not getting 4. We're only getting 3. I don't know if that's because we need a fortune pickaxe. I'll change it off camera. I'll throw a fortune pickaxe in there and I'll get that figured out. But I think for the most part, we fundamentally have the base of this, right? This is functioning. This is absolutely functioning. Of course, there may be some stuff we have to kind of configure or tweak throughout this system because, of course, it looks like that's kind of a little bit finicky with the count. But overall, I think it's going to work. And I'm not really too worried about just kind of sitting here and testing this either. So, because if I just throw another one, right, this shouldn't do anything because it's unblocking. So until it gets the crafting result, it won't do much. Yeah, I thought that was going to happen. Okay, so we sent another 64, so we'll see what happens there. Just kind of placing them as it goes. I do like that. Okay. But we will call this one done. I don't know 100% about the 4 stuff. We'll have to figure out if fortune is the reason that that's happening, or there is an amount change. I'm not 100% sure on that, as I've said. So, thank you guys so much for watching. This has been an enjoyable episode. I haven't really felt like touching this, of course, because there are some things that I have just been working with, and I've been using this occasionally, the Shadow Pulse goo back here. And I thought, you know, may as well get it automated so that way we don't have to touch it in the future. And we don't have to worry about, you know, needing to go and get Celesta Gems or Eclipse Alloy or anything of that sort. Now we kind of just have it. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Stay awesome. And I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.